bit at your end. A little bit more.
Alright, so that's ready for the barrel.
That's
Some
ready.
barrel marks.
Let's go down a bit, mate.
Not going
Raw dog it.
That's raw dog.
Stuff the barrel.
That's a bit much there.
Ooh! Go that way a bit. It's like way down.
Have a look.
You have a look.
As soon as we can, we want
Fine. Yep, I think.
the kinkies.
You've got to get the
Hey.
double chins.
That's not bad.
Alright, that's it. Moment of truth, mate. Moment of truth.
Might get a pay rise here.
No.
Shit, hold up.
Take two. Trying to redeem himself. No.
Get off.
No. Needs more.
Spot
Needs
on,
more.
matey. It's spot
Needs a little bit
on.
more, mate. Ooh.
You're
Get
tricky.
away with that.
That's beautiful.
Bring the door in place here, just to find out where the steering wheel attendant can most comfortably operate the door handle. Then we're going to put our door stays, keep them out the way of the little 100mm opening for the door handle. So all feels good. Okay, you like it there. So from the back window, center line, 475. Let's send it. Alright, I've got this door frame knocked out. Came out really nice. It's picture framed the opening quite nice. Flattened out the tube, bolted that into the corners. Now we're working on the door frame supports. So you got your little tabs, they're going to go into there. We're going to sandwich plate it into the inside of the door to give it some strength. Then we're going to start working on this door latch. That goes into the window. That keeps the door from, you see on our Toronto, the door frame will be popping out at 220 miles an hour. That'll keep that locked in. And then we'll start putting some little tabs in for the Lexan, evenly spaced out around, so Troy and Bailey can get those windows knocked in. All right, we're kicking off week 4 of the Corvette project, and as we said last week, we had a real bad afternoon on the doors, and that's primarily because the kit that we got with the car, it was supplied as a install to the door with the hinge on the body type deal. So we had all these little spuds with a little frame to mount onto the door, and it's sort of like a semi-built kit that you get. So we installed that to the door, and with most cars you don't have this valance panel down here. It's like even from 55 Chev onwards, the door just opens inside the fender. So this is a pretty rare deal to have this panel here on the car. So the door hinge kit that we got supplied with is designed for the door to open inside the fender, and no matter what we did, because of this turn, no matter what we did when we opened the door, this radius just kept getting into the sill panel. So we tried everything. We probably spent 8-9 hours working on those hinges, and come to the conclusion that the door really had to open on the outside of this panel. Thinking back about FB Holdens and stuff like that, I remember them having a real horseshoe type hinge, and they open on the outside. So we asked a few other people with Corvettes about it, and they said, yeah, that their doors definitely did open on the outside. So we got to completely redoing the door hinges, using all the same parts, all the same little mounting parts. We actually cut this horseshoe in half to make the two boomerang. So we use everything we had there, but completely changed the configuration of it. It doesn't mount on here now. It mounts on this side, and we've had to put braces to get the strength back in it. But a hell of a lot of work went into it, and Connor did a lot of designing to get it right. But if you stand this up, have a look at the difference. And that's because the bar on the chassis runs in at such an angle that you want to get everything perpendicular. So we hold a plumb bob on the top and hang it down, and these need to be in a straight line, and where you mount to the door needs to be in a straight line. If you get these wrong, when you open your door, you're going to end up with a DeLorean type deal happening. You see cars with the door hanging very low or high. That's because people haven't got these plumb. So plumb bob on here, plumb bob on there, got us in the ballpark. So to show you how it ended up turning out, the door now opens on the outside of the valance panel. Plenty enough support, and still lightweight. We haven't used any extra parts to achieve what we've got, but it was just we had to work everything out for ourselves. So yeah, we've got backing plates in behind here, just lightweight aluminium backing plates, and also here as well. A couple of things that to note is that the bottom pin on the door hinge that goes in here is longer than the top one, which helps you locate when you're lifting the door on. You get on the bottom one first, and that clicks into the top. So that's just something to remember when you're putting something together. But yeah, all up, I think we've spent 40 hours on these doors. And you can imagine if you had this in your chassis shop and the poor bloke had to spend 40 hours doing your doors, and he could only charge you for 20. I guess that's why it's a hard job, and we stick to concreting.
Dad and Connor have got this window brace all knocked out. All the little tabs all nice and evenly spaced. Looks pretty trick. Nice and strong. And we're just about to trim this little bit off here so me and Troy can start getting into making the windows.
That's pretty sick.
All right, we've got the window all shaped up now. This looks pretty good. We've just got a little issue here with the door sitting out, but we've got these whiz-bang window latches, which we're going to put into here, and that'll hold that. That'll pull that in when we push that button in. The other thing that we've got is this nice bezel here. This nice bezel is going to sit in here like that, and that's where the door handle sits as well. So we'll get onto that now, and we'll see how we go.
Okay, so apparently I have to do a part 2, so we've just got these door latches situated in the door now, and as you can see, latching up and down nicely. But how we get them in there is we use a backing plate to support it and strengthen the door latch, because if we didn't put that in there, and we have these 3 little Allen keys in here, and the door's very thin fiberglass, after 3 times of our buffhead crew opening and closing it and slamming it, and kids coming up and people coming up and just slamming the door closed, that would just rip out. So we put this in here, and we're going to bond that into the back of the door so that it's nice and solid in there. It's got a little bit of suspension, but it's still going to be nice and firm when we shut the door, and it will last a long time. So that's the latch outside of the door. So this is for the other side, but as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's got a 2-part lock, which is pretty cool. And then that'll connect with a rod up to our door latch here, which is what we'll use for opening the doors. So yeah, moving on to that now. This is our little striker that we're going to weld to the car. That'll just slide in here, piece of 1/2 inch molly. Oh, wait up. Dad's giving me the wrong bit. Cut. All right, action. So that will just slide in there like that if you got the right size tube, and then we'll just make our way back to the chassis, mount that solidly, so that'll be a nice latch and door, and we'll then officially be mounted and we'll have our fingers out of our posteriors.
Go through some of those kits that Timmy sent you. Like, isn't there a fucking mounting kit for the front clip and all that? Yeah. There were some discs in there. We might be able to use one for that. Mate.
The worst thing is this top one.
Is it? Yep. Hey!
Alright guys, so that's the side windows all fitted out, ready to go. We're just going to start bolting up the front and back windows, and Connor's working on the door openers at the moment. So they'll rotate and you can open the door with that with your handle. So both sides looking sweet. We're ready to move on.
Yep.
This is where we're at right now.
All right, we're just about to reach 60 hours on the doors, so we've just working on the door openers. Once again, the generic kit that comes with this door, come with the car, doesn't take into account the huge step up that these Corvettes have, the huge roll in the panel. So we had to get to making a little trinket here that, and this is where you can use your 1/4 and 3/8 pipe. You know why I said they all go together? Perfect example is a bit of 1/4, put some 3/8 through it, and then we've fed that up through the back. We've got our little rod ends in here. So just so we can clear this step up in the door, we've just made this little guy up. The plate comes through from the back, a couple of washers on the outside, and she just opens like a dream.
Do we get on this?
Yeah.
Finally finished the doors on the Corvette, and now we're going to turn this jigsaw puzzle into the front end mount kit. All right, so while we're mounting the front end, we're going to have to lift this bubble in the bonnet. So while we're doing the front end mount, we're going to put a nice slice, not nice slice, we would have loved to have left this how it was, but just with how the throttle body is, you can't get the clearance. So we're going to slice around the top edge of this bubble. We're going to lift it all up. We're going to let it sag over the top of the motor, put a little 10mm spacer in there so it's got clearance. And while we're doing all this mounting in the front end, we're also going to get this to the right height, put a little filler in there and fiberglass all that back in. So it's going to be as inconspicuous as possible. We're going to sort of cut right back to here and work it over the 50mm over the top and back again. So we're going to try and keep the exact same look the body had, but just get a little bit more height. That's definitely just starting to come in there. All right, we're mounting this front end up, and how we got the car set up for the front end is we string lined across the sill panels, Got the string line right along the sill panel, ran across to our adjustable jack stand here, and we simply just adjusted that up so it's on the exact same plane as the sill, and that's how we want the body to be. So every time we lift the body on, she just comes down and sits on here, and then we can get underneath and get to it to work on it. Now this is the Tim McCamus front end mount kit that we bought, and this is an awesome bit of kit. So it's got these little receiver tracks there, and also a male-female type version. So say you're coming in late at night, you're in a bit of a hurry, you get offline, this thing knocks you back into shape. The front end locates like that. All lightweight molly stuff, already cut out to suit the like a chassis car. These little bolts on the side are all indexed, so you can actually make half a hole change. It's not just the full hole, they're indexed differently. So over time, and your front end might sag a little bit sitting out in the sun and everything, you can jack it up, lower it. It's a really cool idea. And like we always say, you got your slip tubes here, so we can get the front end over the top now, and we can just pull these out to the side of the body, mark it out, urethane them in place, and then we'll continue on and make the tree, as they call it, which is just a couple of branches, one coming forward, one coming up, and sometimes people have one in the middle. Whatever your body requires to keep it stable. This front end does have quite a lot of shape to it, so we're not going to have to go too crazy, but we'll get it on there now and get this tree knocked out. Don't do like Chev does.
Bit of bog going down.
Bogger up.
They're pretty much perfect.
Right, that's a wrap for week 4. We've got this front tree all knocked out and finished. Well, we've got it all bogged in place, welded out, pretty much ready to fiberglass all the little pads in. We've added an extra one in the front here just for a little bit of, in case we go cone hunting, we've just got just that little bit extra support in the front end. But while we've got the fiberglass going over these pads here, then we'll start gluing that bonnet bulge together as well. So while we've got stuff on the go, we'll just keep cracking with that, and then we'll move on to the rear stays in here for the front end and a few deuces up the side, and we're pretty much going to keep going on the body until it's completely finished. So in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to pull the body and all the panels off, stack them up in the corner, and just really attack the chassis. So that's 4 weeks done. We've got maybe 3.5 months to go. Let us know how you think we're going, and we're just going to keep pushing on. This is Tom's first time ever on the load up. If you line up in quarter pounds, it should almost
Go down a bit, Dad. Yep.
there.
Yep.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Easy money.
Woo! Everyone has got this guy, that was so easy.
You can look through, thing is you can look through there.